For 1 second, 2 seconds, she meant it. Maybe a small piece of her, the part she'd buried somewhere months ago, was still in there and surfaced for a breath. The part that drove me and Chris to practice every Saturday morning. The part that packed our lunches with little notes folded inside the sandwich bags. I wanted that version to be real. I wanted it so bad that for a few seconds I almost let myself believe it. So I gave her a chance. If you love him, I said, let the neurologist finish. If she says he's not responsive, I'll accept it. Just let her finish. She paused. Her hand was still on my arm. Her face was still soft. And for a moment, one single moment, it looked like she was going to say yes. It looked like something real was happening behind her eyes. The room was quiet. Chris's heart monitor beeped in the background. I waited. Then the door opened and Dad walked in, and whatever was happening on her face died. Dad's face was red, the kind of red that comes from arguing with people who won't give you what you want. He looked past me like I wasn't even there and locked eyes with Mom. The caseworker is still here, he said. She's willing to meet now. The neurologist's preliminary findings are just that, preliminary. They don't override our legal authority. He stared at Mom like he was giving her a command. We can still do this today. Mom's hand slid off my arm. The softness left her face, slower this time, and that was almost worse, watching her choose to let it go. She stood up from the chair and straightened her back. He's right, she said. We should get this over with. I don't know if the soft moment had been real or fake. I'll never know, but I know what she did with it. She put it down and stood up. They started moving toward the door, both of them. I got out of my chair and moved to the doorway before they could reach it. I planted my feet on the tile and put one hand on each side of the door frame and looked at both of them. You're not signing anything. Dad stopped about 2 feet from me. He was taller than me, and he used every inch of it. He stepped forward so he was looking down at me. His voice came out low and tight, like a rope being pulled. Move, he said. You are 19 years old. You do not get to tell us what to do with our son? I didn't blink. He's my brother, I said, and he's alive. He tapped SOS into my hand this morning. He told me what you said about him, Dad. I watched his eyes when I said the next part. I wanted to see exactly what happened on his face. It's almost over. That's what you told Mom while you were standing next to his bed. He heard you. His face went white. Not pink, not pale. White. Like every drop of blood in his body decided to leave his head all at once. It lasted exactly 1 second. 1 second where I could see the truth. The realization that Chris had been listening the entire time, and that everything they'd said in this room thinking no one conscious could hear them was now sitting in a notebook with dates and times next to it. Then he recovered. His color came back. His jaw set. That's impossible, he said. You're making this up because you can't handle the truth. He took another step toward me and I braced myself because I didn't know what was about to happen. I just knew I wasn't moving from that doorway. Then a voice came from the end of the hallway and cut through everything like a knife through paper. Nobody is signing a single thing today. I knew that voice. I'd known it my whole life. I looked past Dad's shoulder and there was Humphrey, standing at the far end of the corridor in a flannel shirt that looked like he'd grabbed it off the back of a chair on his way out the door. He was breathing hard from walking fast. His white hair was a mess. His face looked like a storm rolling in over the ocean. He came down the hallway with long, heavy steps. His voice filled the whole corridor. I want to see my grandson, and then I want to hear exactly why my own son and daughter-in-law have been trying to pull the plug on a boy who can talk. Dad took a step back, not a small one. A full step, like his body moved before his brain could stop it. Mom's mouth opened, but nothing came out. Humphrey didn't stop. He walked right past Dad, past Mom, past me in the doorway, and straight to Chris's bedside. He pulled the chair up close, sat down, and took Chris's hand in both of his. His hands were big and rough from decades of working on engines, and they were shaking just a little as he wrapped them around his grandson's fingers. He leaned in and tapped into Chris's palm, slow and clear, the same way he taught us at that kitchen table years ago over a stack of pancakes. It's Grandpa. I'm here, son. The room went dead quiet. The heart monitor beeped. The air system hummed. Nobody breathed. Then Chris tapped back. Higrandpa. Humphrey read each letter as it came through. His lips moved with each tap. When the A in Grandpa came through clean and clear, his eyes filled up with tears. They spilled over and ran down his weathered cheeks. He didn't wipe them away. He just held his grandson's hand and let the tears fall. Then he looked up. The neurologist had just come back into the room, tablet in hand, taking in the scene. Humphrey looked right at her, his voice thick but strong. That boy just said hi to me in Morse code, he said. You test him right now in front of every person in this building, and someone get that caseworker in here too. The caseworker was a woman in her mid-50s with short gray hair and glasses on a chain around her neck. She walked into the room like she'd done this 1,000 times before, folder under her arm, face neutral. She looked at Humphrey at Chris's bedside, then at the neurologist near the wall with her tablet, then at me blocking the doorway, and finally at Mom and Dad standing frozen in the hallway like two statues someone forgot to finish. I understand there have been some developments, she said. Let's all sit down and go through this properly. Everyone filed into Chris's room. The caseworker moved to the foot of the bed with her folder open, pen ready. The neurologist stood near the monitors. Humphrey stayed